Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Mataure. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. I know I went completely off the grid. There has been a lot that has been happening this month. Well, we're on March now, obviously, but like the month of Feb was just nightmarish for me. I'll go into all of that. I'll catch you guys up on everything that's happened. But I thought, you know what? If I don't just jump in the deep end and start creating content again, I'm never going to come back to this. And I really do miss YouTube. I really do miss you guys. Thank you so much for all of you who've DM'd me on Instagram to ask me where I've been. I'm here, hanging on by a thread, but I'm here. But I thought, let me just dive in and just try and get back to like vlogging and doing this because this genuinely makes me happy and I really need to pick me up about now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. But before we get into my life story, we have a school run. Somebody's going to school. Hey, Malis. Yeah. Oh, Chunks is here as usual. Of course.
Chauffeur.
Our chauffeur. We're gonna go drop off MJ at school. This is day 4. So it's been no tears until yesterday.
I was by myself.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't go for the school run because I took the day off. So yeah, yesterday apparently there was tears, but anyway, let's hope today's drop off goes well. He's adjusting, I think. So here we are, about to do the 4th drop off of the week. We got off to a bad start today. He was up at like 5 a.m. But yeah, anyway, let's see how he does today. Guys, I cried.
I cried.
I think he's still crying now.
But it'll be okay.
Yeah, okay. He'll be fine. I know it's normal, but it still sucks. It's normal and it's as expected, but it still sucks. He just seems really sad today. But I think he's also tired.
Waking up early, yeah.
Someone's been up since what?
If only today was Friday, we've
4:30.
been half day.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on. Let's get to work. Okay, I'm back in my office now. Yeah, quite an early start. It's after 8. So basically, to give you guys a summary, I don't even know where to start. Okay, first of all, in this month of February, you guys know I went to Harare some time back, and I got there. So usually when I go to Harare, I'm like, it's a good time to like de-stress. I see my friends, I see my family, we have fun, all that kind of stuff. I get to Harare. We got there like on a Sunday, and MJ had a cold. He'd had a cold for a couple of days, and Chomps was a little bit sick. And then on Monday, I was okay. I was just having some really severe back pain, which I thought was pregnancy. And then Tuesday, I just had the worst headache. Then I went to the GP and I got tested, and I got COVID. So the challenge is because I'm pregnant, I'm considered high risk with COVID, and there's a lot of medications that I can't take. For example, just painkillers. I can only take paracetamol. Can you imagine? Those of you who've had COVID, you know that COVID headache. I could only take paracetamol. It's like a band-aid for a broken leg. It was horrible. So anyway, I caught COVID. I had to quarantine there at the folks' house. And not only that, actually, it spread to everybody. So like my helper caught it, mom and dad caught it, like everyone in the house got sick. So we were there for about almost 2 weeks while we quarantined and everything. And while I was there, I was supposed to have a gynae appointment. So I could get an ultrasound so I could like finally see the baby, the gender, and yada, 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 yada. And I couldn't do that. So I was so, so bitterly disappointed. I cannot even describe to you. Like I cried. I actually cried because I'm like, I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm in pain. I just needed that pick me up and I couldn't even do that. So I couldn't even have my gynae appointment. So basically I went to Harare to just go in quarantine and do nothing and spend a lot of money on medication. So, I mean, look, on the plus side, like being in Harare was probably the best place for me to have gotten sick because at least like I had access to good medication, good doctors, everything compared to Chimanimani, but it still sucked. So that trip was so important to me because I needed a break because I was just going through the most. And one of the reasons why that was happening is because I've had to close one of my businesses. I've been dealing with the heartbreak of a failed business. So basically, to update you guys, I'm closing the shop. You guys know I opened the shop in January last year, and looking at the numbers, the figures, and everything, it's just not making any sense. Like it's just not making sense when you look at like the the cost of things these days. Everything has gone up. It's different from those who are like in the city where transport costs to buy stock aren't that much. Whereas here we have to drive at least 1 to 2 hours to be able to stock up a shop, and I haven't been able to do that. It requires a lot of capital, which I just don't have. And I've spent the last year putting everything into that shop. Like, it's the reason why I don't have curtains in my house. I haven't done anything for myself. I haven't done anything for my house, my family, because everything was going into that. So I've been going through business failure, heartbreak. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. It's just, I've literally been Googling how to get over the broken heart of a failed business because it's just been so painful, and it's something that I knew was coming by mid-January, mid to end of January. I knew that it's just not making sense anymore, and I tried everything that I could. I did everything that I could. I gave every cent that I had, borrowed everything that I could have, and I've still ended up in the same place where my business has failed. So I've made the decision to close. So at the moment, we've decided to keep going with the takeaway for a bit. Not for a bit, but keep going with the takeaway. Sorry, my throat and my chest is still not okay weeks later. Excuse me. The takeaway is still going, and I'm realizing like the profit margins are definitely a lot better at the takeaway. Business has been slow, but I want to really just keep going with that, really take a crack at it, put everything into it. But I was stretching myself so thin trying to do the shop and the takeaway at the same time. So yeah, basically, the shop is closing. So things are so bad. I've actually realized at this point it's actually cheaper for me to have the shop doors closed than for me to keep going. That is how bad it is. And yeah, so it's basically that. My business failed. Yeah, for many reasons. I've really been sitting and really trying to crack what could have happened or why this happened. And I think it's many things. I think going into business when you don't have sufficient capital is a really, really bad idea. I think any business you go into, you need to have like at least a couple of months worth of expenses saved up. Like, people don't talk about how you should save up before you start a business. Um, it's that, and the way things, the cost of like foods generally in Zim has gone up. So, for example, a case of Pepsis in January last year when I opened, I used to buy them for 5.50, and I would sell at 50 cents each and make about 25 cents profit or so. Right now, that same case of Pepsi is going for between $8.50 and $9. This is in the space of a year. And then when you now include like your transport costs, your salaries, your rent, your utilities, it just doesn't make any sense. And that's just like one thing. Something like cooking oil, for example. Cooking oil, a box of cooking oil used to go for about 36, between 36 and 38 a year ago. Now it's going for 45. Like, make it make sense. And already with something like a shop, the profit margins are so slim already. You need to be pushing volumes. And then we put in the combination of also the economy. I'm in a rural area where poverty hits us first before it hits the cities. So people just don't have the money. Like, when you find people not buying things like cooking oil, sugar, bread, the basics, fish, like mackerel fish, that used to be something that we used to sell a lot of. I mean, in a week we used to sell like 30 kgs. Now it takes us a week and a half to move 10. And that's like really, really budget, a really budget source of meat. If people can't afford that anymore, it means things are really, really bad. So the whole of Feb, I was just, by end of Jan, in my heart, I knew, I was like, this is no longer feasible. I have to just call it quits. And I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I've cried a lot. I've shed so many tears. I've been going through a journey of like, but God, why would you give me this business if you're just gonna let it just take so much from me? I'm in so much debt, and I haven't, like, the amount of money I've thrown into this business to try and make it work. I could have done so much more for like my house and my family. And that just wasn't an option for me. And I've put in so much heartache, so much pain, blood, sweat, tears, money. all for it to come to nothing. And I'm worse off now than before I started that business. That level of heartache, I'm struggling to reconcile with. But it sucks. So that's part of the reason why I haven't really been creating content. I was sick, obviously very sick with COVID. And then, just going through this. So I've been so, so incredibly sad. I've been very, very, very sad. And I struggle to create content when I'm sad, but also creating content makes me happy. So I think, I find a lot in business, people share the good stuff, like the great stuff, like, oh, my business is doing well, going from strength to strength. But I've really struggled to find content of people who've talked about how their businesses failed, especially in the Zim context. And so I thought I'd be that person, as usual, to just share on the things that people don't really talk about. So I'm processing business heartache right now, and it's very deep. Like I haven't been sleeping from the stress because now, even after I've made the decision to close, the shop side, the takeaway side is still going to be open, but I have people who I employed on the shop side that I have to let go, and I need to pay them, and I don't have money to do that. I need to still keep paying my rent. I need to. I mean, there's just so much. There's just so much, and it's been really, really hard and really, really painful. Also because business has been low generally, even like the hotel business has been, well, was low January, February. March it's picked up, thank God. But it's been really, really sore. I'm like literally going through the heartache that you'd experience in a relationship. That's what I'm going through now. So I'm finding myself like I can't even dream. I can't even like sit and think about businesses. Like I'm a serial business starter. I'm like a serial entrepreneur. You know what I mean? I'm always like, okay, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But my hope has been completely crushed. And I don't have a solution to that. So I wish I could come to you guys and be like, oh my gosh, I figured it out. I've cracked it, but I haven't. It's taking me a lot not to cry just thinking about it. And please don't get me wrong, guys, there's so much more going on in the world to worry about. I know, of course, there's the war in Ukraine and just the Zim situation. I'm not saying that my problems are the worst. You know what I'm saying? I'm also still incredibly, incredibly grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my life. But I can also be sad about some things that aren't going well. You know what I'm saying? Like two things can be true. I'm not saying my problems aren't the biggest, this isn't the worst thing to have ever happened to me, but it still sucks. And it sucks a lot. So I don't know, maybe you guys can help me in the comments. Just let me know down below. Those of you who've had businesses that have failed, that have closed, that have tanked, whatever, please let me know in the comments below so I don't feel so alone. How did you process that? Like, how did you get over the pain? How did you like pick yourself up again? How did you start another business? Because I know, I'm knowing me, I'm going to start something else. Like I'm that person. But how do you get over that pain and the heartache of a failed business? Please let me know in the comments down below. I really appreciate it. This is not going to be a happy vlog. I won't even lie to you because I'm really, really sad. I'm very, very sad. But here I am again, back on YouTube, trying to kind of get back onto my feet and find myself again, find my footing again while I'm winding up everything at the shop. It's been sore. It's been really, really sore. I won't even lie to you guys. Like, even like, okay, the spa has been incredibly quiet. Like, I can't even explain to you. Like, Feb, I didn't even get a single client. But that I know, I'm kind of now used to that side, and my overheads are a lot lower there. So yeah, it's been hard, guys. It's been hard. I'd appreciate prayers. And doing all of this while being as pregnant as I am has just made it like 10 times worse. And like, actually, pregnancy is a whole other rant because being as pregnant as I am, I'm in my third trimester and I have a toddler and I'm dealing with stress and I'm broke and I'm in debt. And then people tell you, oh, just relax. It's really hard. It's really hard. I mean, at night, I can't even sleep because all I dream about is like work, 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 everything I need to do, like constantly. So even when I'm sleeping, I'm not resting. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I feel depleted. I feel finished. And I just need a win. I just need a win. And yeah, so basically that's what's been going on with me. I'm still not feeling hundreds. You can hear still like even talking a lot makes me want to cough. But thank God I'm doing a lot better. Everyone else is fine. Like to be honest, for everybody else it was like a mild flu, but it hit me harder than it did everybody else. But I'm doing okay. I'm just trying to take one step at a time, trying to rest at the same time, well, do everything that I'm trying to do while still preparing for a whole baby. I mean, it's blowing my mind that we're in March and I'm having a baby soon. And I'm just not ready. Like, I haven't bought anything. I haven't bought anything. The one thing I managed to do while I was in Harare was register for the hospital. So I'm grateful that at least I managed to do that. But yo, guys, like, I haven't even, like, okay, to be fair, like, I do have a lot of the old things. Like, I've got MJ's old clothes. I've got, like, a crib. I've got, if the baby will be fine. But just like things like buying diapers, maternity pads, breast pads, and stuff, packing my hospital bag, all that stuff is like so far in the back of my mind because I've just been so stressed by everything that's happening at the moment that it's been hard. But I'm hoping now that I'm trying to kind of get back into things and I'm starting to also physically feel better that things kind of start to turn around. I hope so anyway. So yeah, guys, that's been me. That's where I've been. This is me just trying to push through, push through the pain, and come and share with you guys what's been going on in my life. Yeah, I'd also talked about. So, all right, here's an example of like things that like just break my heart. So, I think in one of my vlogs, I said I wanted to build MJ's room because I wanted to build a room, like enclose one of the verandas to make it a bedroom so that we'll have more space when the baby comes because our house is a two-bedroom. So every time we have guests, MJ has to be moved out of his room and he comes down to our room and things like that. So I wanted to build a room for MJ and I'd been saving up for that. And then I had to do something for the shop or for the takeaway. I can't remember. And I took that money and I was like, no, let me put it into my business because it'll come out as more. And now I'm closing. So I have got no shop and I have no bedroom for MJ. So it's small things like that. And look, I know it's probably also hormones, I know, but I don't, just because I'm hormonal and emotional, it doesn't mean that my feelings aren't valid. Okay. So it's things like that that just make me so, so sad. But anyway, it's done. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. That's life. But anyway, yeah, I've been talking for a long time. I think let's try and get the day started. Maybe let's get some food. You know what? That first mistake is I have not eaten anything today, and it is 25 past 8. And yeah, let's eat, and then we'll see how we feel afterwards. So this is me listening to some jazz to calm myself down and having breakfast. You guys know the usual bacon and egg. Hopefully it'll make me feel better. Look at these flowers. How pretty. That tree is my favorite. It's got such pretty colors. That guy is also my favorite. I like him a lot. So, taking a midday stroll. We don't usually do this, but I think we're both equally tired. So, fun fact, I actually hate swings because I have motion sickness. I actually feel so sick. So when I actually swing, I can swing for about 5 seconds before I'm actually nauseous. So I'm just going to sit and not actually swing. It seems MJ is actually the same. MJ doesn't like swinging. He likes to sit on a swing, but he doesn't like to actually swing. I think he's just like me. But yeah, just something for nothing for you. Some useless information for you. How was school, Nana? You're with Madam.
Let's go. Let's go.
And my crying.
Mali was crying. Oh no.
It's crying.
Are you feeling better?
Look, I'm feeling better.
Good boy. Cheese. It's a video, Nana, not a photo. Anyway, we just got home now. He was very excited, very, very happy. But pickup is always easy. He's always like, yes. Mommy and Dada come soon, which means like we came earlier. So yeah, of which we did shame. It's like 3:30 now. We usually pick him up after 4. So yeah.
So take a picture.
You want to take a picture? Okay. MJ really loves to take pictures these days. But anyway, just gonna settle in. I spoke to the guy who manages my shop today, and we are just talking about how we're gonna do things. Probably tomorrow will be our last day. Tomorrow is gonna be Friday, and then Saturday we're just gonna do a final stock take and wrap up, and that'll be the last day that people come to work. So that was hard, but yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, so I'll probably go to the shop on Friday and Saturday, and then just wrap up and call it a day. After many a tantrum, MJ is finally asleep. Like, it's been trying. It's been trying. You know, when you're tired and just like your kid is also just going through the most. It's not his fault, I know, but it's just still tiring. But anyway, that's done. I'm gonna end this vlog here, you guys. Hopefully, I should be having a lot more vlogs coming your way. I'm not saying they're gonna be cheerful and whatever, but I'm gonna be here. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.